Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cardaholics of all ages, welcome back to Big Alex Cards. Thank you so much for watching, and a very belated Happy New Year. We're in 2024 now, and we've already had a lot of hobby drama. But before I do any kind of video talking about hobby drama, I figured I would do a video where I do a little bit of a recap of last year and talk about my collecting resolutions for 2024. So to give a recap, I started out with buying a lot of retail, as I always did, and doing a lot of checklist videos and things like that. But mid-year, I thought, you know what, this retail chase, it's just not working for me. I'm not getting the cards that I want. So let's just focus on building my PC. Let's focus on buying singles, and let's just have more fun doing that with a little bit of retail sprinkled in here and there. And what I found is really should be no surprise, but buying singles makes you happier than gambling it on retail and hobby. Now, obviously, if I get a box for Christmas or my birthday or something like that, I have no problem ripping it. Or if I get some kind of special bonus or, some extra spending money, then yeah, maybe here and there I'll do a box. But for the most part, I think 2024 is going to be a lot of buying singles and buying a lot of cards that I like, cards that are going to be a good fit for my PC, and cards that I think are potentially going to be valuable someday. Obviously, I'm going to be doing a lot of focusing on Johnny Gargano, but I do want to focus a bit more on baseball. Buy more Aaron Judge. Buy some Trout while it's cheap. I actually have a really nice Trout card incoming as we speak, and I'm going to do a video on that card, and I'm excited for it. My wife got me something for Valentine's Day already, and she says it's a card, so I'm very excited to see what that is. So there's a lot to look forward to in terms of buying singles, but I do hope to rip a little bit here and there on the channel. I don't think a card channel should go too long without ripping, so hopefully I'll be able to do that here and there, maybe with a big release or a new release or a flagship series or who knows. But I do plan on doing a lot more of singles purchasing. But along that line, I also would like to focus a bit on buying graded cards. And actually, the Trout that I have incoming is graded. Again, very excited for it. But when it comes to buying graded cards, everybody's like, oh, you got to buy a 10 or it's not going to be worth anything in the future. And I just don't think that's necessarily true. Sometimes people sell their 9s and you get a really good deal on it. Sometimes people sell the cards that are less than a 9, and again, you get a really good deal on it. So let me give two examples here based on what I got here. So obviously this card, I've talked about it many a time before, Gargano Prizm Gold PSA 9. I paid, I think, $30 for it, but that's also what I paid for a raw. So instead of paying an extra $25 to get it graded and potentially have it come back in 8 or less, knowing PSA and Panini cards, let's just spend the $30 and get a PSA 9. And now I have 2 golds, but I'm really excited about that because this is number 7, and I've talked about that story before. But I've got one to keep in the rainbow and one to display for video purposes. And it cost me basically the same as a raw card. And now I have one encapsulated in a PSA slab. I'll give you another example. I am working on, obviously you guys know, working on a lot of Gargano rainbows. And one of them is the Selective Swatch relic card from 2023 Select. The last one I need is the black 1 of 1. And of course, that's going to be impossible to get. You never know. But one of the most recent purchases I had was the tie-dye number to 25. And I found a copy graded a PSA 8. So I got it slabbed for less than the cost of grading the card. And I think it looks great as an 8. I don't necessarily see what's going on with it. There might be some scratches that I just am not aware of. But I paid, I think, $13 for this. Like, probably would have paid the same for the relic itself, but now it's slabbed. Now it's protected, right? So I don't think there's anything wrong with buying graded cards that are a 9 or less. If you focus on buying the card and not the grade, you're still going to be happy because you're still getting the card, right? And, obviously when you grade cards, you want to get a 10. That's going to create maximum resale value for you. But I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with 9s. Obviously, again, if you're grading, that's a loss of potential money. And I understand that can be hard to swallow. But there are people out there like me who are very happy to have a PSA 9, even a PSA 8, a BGS 9 in their collection because I focus more on the card itself and not necessarily on the grade. So that's my purchasing resolutions. But I also would like to do a little bit more grading for my personal collection and a couple of cards to sell. So I'm working on a grading submission right now. Obviously, I have more cards that I'd like to add to it before I submit it. But I would like to do a bit more than one grading submission per year. And obviously, it's going to take time and getting the right cards and making sure that I'm looking things over. My last grading submission only had 110. And while I was happy with it, obviously when you submit, you want to get more. So I'm going to really be careful to look over these cards and really make sure that I'm submitting cards that I think are going to gem or as close to gemming as possible. Now with Gargano stuff, I don't care necessarily what it gets. I just want it slabbed for my own collection. But with other cards, yes, I want to get a 10 so that they can potentially pay for the grading submission, or I can sell them down the line. You know, that's just my hope for it. But I would like to do more grading. And above all, I really just want to have fun. Last year was a bit of a challenge in terms of hobby fun because the first half of the year I was just so focused on ripping and ripping and ripping, and I just didn't have as much fun doing it. Like it was fun, don't get me wrong, but to be able to hit the exact cards that I wanted in an auction, to be able to buy multiple one of ones for my PC, it was way more fun than gambling in a way. So I really want to have fun. I really want to interact. I really want to have a good time on Twitter. I want to have a good time making YouTube content. I want to create more content. I want to do more checklist previews. I'll probably talk about hobby drama. I'll do mail days. You know, I have to have something to open, obviously, but I do have a couple of things that are coming soon. So I'll record those. I'll upload them. There's your mail day video. If I can't rip cards, I can rip packages. You know what I mean? So I'm still gonna have fun with this. The hobby's never stopped being fun because it's not my main livelihood or anything like that. I just have fun doing it. I have fun creating content. I have fun showing off my collection. I have fun interacting with anybody who chooses to watch my videos, which again I'm so appreciative of. But above all, my hobby resolution is to continue to have a good time and to be involved and to talk about drama, to talk about the good things, to talk about the bad things, to speculate, to have a good time. So let me know what your collecting resolution is in the comments below. I would love to hear it. Thank you so much for watching. Looking forward to a great 2024. Please leave a like. It helps the channel out. Subscribe. Hit that like button. Again, I already said it, but I'm going to say it again. And until next time, bye-bye.